Yeah, guys, national polls have Hillary Clinton out in front, but here in New Hampshire, it is Bernie Sanders who is, according to our last poll, up 10 points. He is the front runner here in New Hampshire, has been for a while, and he's joining us here tonight post-debate. Good to see you, sir. Thanks for joining us. And we'll get to some of the debate stuff in a minute, but you gave a thorough explanation, talking about the DNC controversy. You gave a thorough explanation as to what had happened and how a staffer was fired, but your campaign over the last 24 hours has been pretty clear that it feels a certain way. Do you feel the Democratic National Committee has chosen its candidate, if not supporting its candidate?
Look, it is, I think everybody understands that Hillary Clinton, who I have a lot of respect for, is the establishment candidate. I mean, virtually the entire establishment is supporting her, including the leadership of the DNC. Now, what bothered me in this whole process, we did something that was wrong. There was a breach caused by the vendor hired by the DNC. We should have sent that information right back, and a staffer of mine, or maybe more, looked at it. We're not going to use any of that information, but that was wrong, and I apologized. But what the DNC then proceeded to do is basically shut down our flow of information that we had put into their programming, information that we had paid for, and they said, you can't get your information. Your volunteers, your supporters, who are you going to be calling up in New Hampshire and Iowa? And that was absolutely unacceptable, and I think over the last day or so, hundreds of thousands of people have written to the DNC saying that's wrong. But, I hope that's behind us and we'll go on.
Yeah, and this is the only Democratic debate here in New Hampshire before the primary. A lot of people were complaining about the fact that it was a Saturday before Christmas, not a lot of viewership. Do you think that was intentional on the part of the DNC?
Yeah, I do. I mean, in Iowa, when the debate was held, it was the night of the big football game in Iowa. Do you think that's a coincidence? So I hope a lot of people watched the debate tonight. I think it was a good debate. But I think there is a desire on the part of the leadership of the DNC to protect Secretary Clinton.
Yeah. Senator, Saturday night aside, this is the final chance that voters in New Hampshire have a chance to see all three Democratic candidates before they go to vote. And of course, you head into a night like this with big objectives. Do you feel like you hit every one of yours?
I think it was a pretty good debate. You always, as soon as you leave the floor, you say, my goodness, why didn't I say that? But look, here's what the issues are. In terms of foreign policy, Secretary Clinton and I disagree in a pretty significant way. She voted for the war in Iraq. I think that was the worst foreign policy blunder in the modern history of America. I didn't. She was involved in the situation in Libya, getting rid of Gaddafi, opening up the space now by which ISIS is filling it. She believes in a no-fly zone in Syria. I don't. And I think, in my view, the United States of America cannot do it alone. We need to have a broad coalition of major countries working with Muslim countries to destroy ISIS. But I just don't believe we unilaterally can be asked to do it all.
So if you're having one of those moments where your head hits the pillow at night saying, I wish I did say this or answer this one differently, have you identified what that is yet?
Well, one of the areas is that people should know that when we talk about destroying ISIS, we need to be changing our priorities within the Department of Defense. We spend a huge amount of money, about $600 billion. Way less than 5% is actually going to fighting ISIS, way less than that. So I think we need to get rid of military programs and weapon systems that were designed to fight the old Cold War and now focus on our major concern, which is international terrorism.
And Senator, you were in Hollis, New Hampshire, earlier this week, and
yes.
you mentioned that you really need this young bloc of voters to come out and support you. How critical are they to your success?
This is what I think. I think in general, Democrats win when the voter turnout is high. And I have been very pleased that not only here in New Hampshire, I think in your poll, as well as other polls and polls all over the country, while we are losing to Hillary Clinton in many polls around the country, we are doing better among young people. And I'm very gratified by that. People say, oh, young people don't care about politics. We are bringing them into our campaign. There is a lot of excitement. So I think the reason we stand an excellent chance to win here in New Hampshire and in Iowa as well is because I think there's going to be a large voter turnout. I think there are a lot of people who are saying enough is enough. We do need a political revolution. We need to take on the billionaire class. We need an economy that works for working families. And that's the message that we've been bringing forth, which really is resonating throughout this state and throughout the country.
Quickly, I know you got to get out of here, but both of the candidates were offered the opportunity to respond to Maggie Hassan's statement that she would not, or want to hit the pause button when it comes to refugee resettlement. You were a little disgruntled by the fact that they didn't give you a chance to weigh in. Take it away.
Look, here's the point. You know, my dad came to this country at the age of 17 without a nickel in his pocket. Throughout our history, what has made us a great nation is we have been a beacon of hope to many people. Can the United States alone solve this terrible refugee crisis? Of course not. The entire world has got to do it. But I think it would be inconsistent with our values and our history to say to people who are leaving Syria and Afghanistan with nothing more than the shirts on their backs that no, you cannot come to the United States. Obviously, these people have got to be well screened, well vetted. That goes without saying. But I do not think we can turn our backs on our own history or on the needs of some desperate people.
And very quickly, I know that you've been critical of the media, and perhaps rightly so at one point, throughout this process, about how they're not talking about the issues that we should be talking about. Climate change didn't come up tonight. Energy didn't come up tonight. Are you disappointed that...
I am. I happen to believe that climate change, I agree with Pope Francis, that we are on a suicidal direction if we don't get our act together and transform our energy system away from fossil fuels to energy efficiency and sustainable energy. That issue deserved a lot more discussion tonight than I think it got.
Well, Senator Sanders, best of luck to you moving forward.
Good.
Thank you very much for your time.
And let me
tonight.
wish everybody a very, very happy holiday season.
Indeed.
Thank
Right
you.
back to
Senator,
you.
nice to
Nice
see
to
you. We
see you.
appreciate you coming to talk to us
My
first.
pleasure.